I'll see what I can do.
I guess this is the flip side of that pathway we were walking on just a little while ago.
This is crazy. Who knew such amazing technology existed?
Everything's topsy-turvy and that's all you can think about?
Bear in mind, the core of Rena now sits above us. I pray that we won't encounter many stairs along the way.
I won't forgive you!
Take this! Hurricane strike!
You require a hand.
Beast assault!
Not today!
This is gonna need all of us together! I will handle it! Go for the weak point!
Blow away! Blow away!
It's weakened!
This ends now!
Now! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! Together, that wasn't even a problem.
What are those? They look like Shion's thorns, and with flowers too.
Not real ones, though. They're just like that flower growing out of Rena.
We must be getting close to the Great Spirit now.
Hey, Rinwell, what was that thing you said about how a little bit of Dana's Great Spirit is inside all of us?
Right. That's why Dana's Great Spirit is so much more diluted. Weak, even. Whether it was a choice so it didn't overpower others, or just the way it is anyone's guess.
If that's true, then wouldn't it mean Dana's will could never form under natural conditions?
Yeah, sounds like that's probably the case.
So if Dana exists within all of us, then what if something occurred that brought everyone's hearts and minds together as one? That unity could potentially act as Dana's will.
You mean if everybody was, like, thinking the exact same thing at the exact same time? Come on, there's no way we could pull that off.
I know it's a long shot, but it might work.
Let's assume that's even possible for a second. Would it even be enough to fight back against Rena's Great Spirit?
If nothing else, it might be an option if we can't use the Rena Salma.
Things are different here than on the surface.
That shows how deeply we've ventured into Rena.
And how close we've come to the real enemy.
So here's a question. We came all this way to Rena on the assumption the Rena Salma's here, right?
Don't say it, Law.
Yeah, but I'm just saying...
I said don't.
I can understand why you might be concerned, Law. But you need to remember that there are people it affects more directly than you.
Oh, sorry.
We've managed to make it this far believing. Losing faith now won't do us any good. we're better off focusing our anxiety elsewhere.
Such as?
The Great Spirit. If Hevrecht 35's to be believed, our enemy won't just be handing over the Renas Alma to us. At least, not without a fight.
Not only that, but that same enemy just gulped down more than an entire world's worth of astral energy.
Point taken. It may be strange to say, but when I'm fighting, or at least know what needs to be done, it helps me a lot. I don't doubt myself as much. So thanks, both of you.
Are you just going to keep standing around?
The floor's on the ceiling and the ceiling's on the floor. This whole thing's making my head spin. Why would they even do something like this?
The Helganquil can bend life forms to suit their will. Nothing they could do at this point would surprise me.
The ceiling is on the floor. That doesn't weird you out?
What good is a team made up of members who all share the same opinions on everything? And besides, when you get to be at my ripe old age, one begins to consider it quite uncouth to show one's true emotions at times.
Oh, come on, Grandpa. You can't be that old.
The sands of time wait for none of us, lad.
Yeah, we'll see. Though at this rate, I guess I'll have to live long enough to get as old as you first, huh?
You will. And when the time comes, I look forward to hearing you change your tune on the matter.
That's some power you wield.
You're the one who did the heavy lifting.
A delicious piece of cake.
Get behind me!
Healing
Why'd you do it?
To stop you dying?
They look cute and stuff, but they're big.
Pesky airborne scoundrels.
Sounds like a job
These
for you!
enemies are to me.
No complaint here!
Make it right!
We managed to turn the tide.
For now. But things should shift at a moment's notice.
You're right. Better
As
stay alert.
impressive as always.
This one's mine!
Here I hope that wasn't true.
No, I mean, you're even better than ever.
I've never seen Xion actually look desperate.
I have no limits!
You get the gist. Air thrust.
Raining slash!
We can really make weapons with this?
Seriously? Is this a joke?
This is bad, right?
Yes, Alvin. Very bad.
Thank you for all your help. Please,
Charge
don't
like
mention
that
it.
could
I'm glad to meet someone just as well. I'm here to stop. Switch onward! Law, get toasty!
Bird strike!
My fists are crushing it out there!
I'll do my best!
Illuminate the
Normal
dark!
blade!
Come burning! Holy
Ready,
crap!
Come on, come on!
Burning! It's a duel of the arts!
Force blast!
Do it! Mind freak! When did they...
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
There you go, Alphen!
It's time to end this battle!
I'm right beside you! Lightning strike!
The enemy wields our fleet.
You'll soon see about that!
What? What the hell is going on?
Fall back, Alphen. We'll take point here.
Thanks. As soon as I'm done here, I'll come help out.
I wonder if we can make new weapons with this. This might be some decent equipment.
Anything that makes battles easier is okay by me.
Let me help.
I owe you one.
This one's mine.
I think we can get through this.
Don't let up until it's over.
I'm so good
Who
with
said anything about letting off?
We did it!
As impressive as always.
Here I hope there wasn't too.
No, I mean, you're even better than ever.
I've never seen Xion actually look flustered.
Make your way!
Nicely done.
It can hide itself? Amazing!
Now you see what I can do!
Igneous discharge!
Take this! Try harder!
I'll stop its charge!
Thanks, Kisara.
Ah! Here I come!
Here, let me
Blow
help.
away!
First aid! Do it! It's showtime! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble! I've been doing really great lately.
An opponent like this should be easy. No further! You're finished!
Confiscated!
This one's all
No matter what,
Take this!
nothing gets past my shield.
We got fired!
Stop this! Let him fight!
You're all yours!
Ground and pound!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! Take this! Burn in hell!
This one's mine.
Take this! Astral Light?
That's my cue!
Shut him down!
Here's evil! Blazer! Do it! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
There you go, Alphen!
It's time to end this battle!
I'm right beside you!
Right here! I got it!
Blow away!
Burning! Sleep now! Searing flame! Reload!
Raining flash! Blow away!
A whirling
Raining
struggle!
flash! Blow away!
Switch up!
Raining flash!
Blazer!
Blow away!
Tiger Blade!
Raining flash!
Wind
Blow away!
Make it rain!
Law! Get toasty!
Burn strike!
We won that by a mile!
The design of this equipment is really interesting.
You must really like it, Alphen.
An opponent like this should be easy. Take this! Raining flash!
Reinforcements? Air thrust!
Blow away!
This one's mine!
Dragon Swarm!
Blind freak! Why didn't they just sit still?
Shion, can you take care of them?
I think we can get through. Reinforcements incoming!
Not a problem!
Your skills are formidable. They rely on you.
Keep calm and take them down! It's my art you should be thanking, not me.
Give yourself more credit. You've got pretty impressive aim there. Thought of picking up the rifle yourself? Nah, this is more my style.
Into the shadow!
We did it!
As impressive as always.
Here I hope there was improvement.
No, I mean, you're even better than ever. I've never seen Shion actually look flustered.
Force flash!
Tempest, make a reaction! Astral energy, full throttle! A flawless victory. Naturally.
Really don't need my help, huh?
Khalsa. Who else will cook and clean for me?
Damn it. I should get my trap shot.
You're spicier than you look.
Can't change the future without getting your hands dirty.
Dramatic. There.
Do it!
Looks like we won. choice! Here I come! Raining flash! Ether!
Inferno crossing! I'll be saving it here!
Blew away!
More hurricane flash! It'll find us for next week!
Here I come! Blew away! I'm not done!
I never miss! Dance in the wind! Air thrust!
Why is it human?
To stop me dying?
Raining flash! Blew away! Raining flash! Blew away!
Ridwell, astral energy! Full throttle!
A flawless victory.
Hurricane naturally! Lunar collision!
Raining flash!
Meteor! Inferno crossing! Now!
River!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
Is every shield you own that big?
Here, you want to try holding it?
Ugh. How do you even walk with this thing?
Whoa, this is amazing.
You always get excited when you find something good.
We should hurry and get this stuff processed. Let's dispose of the trash.
Blew away!
In here!
Raining flash!
Banana, let's go!
With precision like that, I'm glad you're not on the other side.
Likewise for you and that shield.
Just to stay in one another's good graces then.
I've got this! Let a marksman handle it!
I think we can get through this.
Oh, you don't let up until it's over!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! With your flames and my technique,
We're stronger together than we are apart. I won't forgive you!
Going in!
blew away! Not today!
Hurricane! Shoot them out of the sky!
Just watching you.
Hurricane denied! The flashing part's their weak point!
Raining flash! Blew away!
Hurricane strike!
Raining flash!
Make
Blew
your way!
away! Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone! Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
We should think about eating soon.
Really? Not all that hungry myself.
Don't make me say it again.
Yeah, good idea.
The Zoogles here are putting up a real fight.
That just goes to show how important this place is.
Or perhaps they simply thrived freely here under such harsh conditions.
I don't give a damn why they're here. We'll burn it all to the ground.
The astral energy here is so dense. It's like trying to walk through water.
I know the Great Spirit's will is in the center of Rena, but with the world in this state, the entire planet has become its body, right? So doesn't that mean we're already inside it?
I would say that is horrifyingly correct. After all, the further we climb, the denser the astral energy becomes.
What's the matter, Rinwell? Are you not feeling all right?
No, it's nothing like that. It just feels like the energy here is a little more intense than it was before.
You mean Rena's energy?
Yeah, it's like when I made contact with Dana's will in the wedge. It's almost as though I can understand what Rena's will is thinking.
But Rena's will is supposed to be a lot stronger. Aren't we risking the Great Spirit controlling us if we interact with it directly?
I don't think we have to worry about that. Rena's will is only supposed to control true Renans, like the Helganquil. If we can discern what the Great Spirit is thinking too, we might learn something, a weakness. But just to be safe, let me contact it alone.
Are you insane? Rinwell, you're gonna...
Rinwell!
There was only meant to be one world. And your goal is to make them one. Is this fear? What just happened?
Are you all right? Rinwell? Rinwell, are you okay?
No, I'm fine. I think.
What were you thinking? You could have gotten yourself killed!
He's right. You had us all terrified, Rinwell.
I'm sorry. I really am. But I know now. I know how the Great Spirit thinks. I know what it wants, how it feels. Rena's Great Spirit wants to complete the world.
What's that supposed to mean? Are you saying it's trying to make something?
Yes, exactly. Originally, Dana and Rena were meant to be one world. But that never happened. They've stayed separated, and the Great Spirit wants to finish the process.
What do you mean, one world? How is that even possible?
I don't know, but its will is clear. That's what the Great Spirit is trying to accomplish. The only problem is that since Rena's energy isn't evenly spread like Dana's, it seems like it'll vanish before that happens naturally.
So it's trying to absorb Dana while it still can, so that it can force the two planets to unite. Is that what you're saying?
The Great Spirit is scared. But it's not scared the way a rational person would be. It's more raw and undiluted. Like just pure fear.
Like an animal, acting out of instinct. Although admittedly, an animal would be easier to communicate with. At the very least, I have my doubts that it recognizes us as sentient beings with a reason for coming here. Earth, water, fire, and wind energy exist in both worlds, but only darkness and light can be found within Rena and Dana, respectively. The Renis Alma, as far as we know, the only host capable of harvesting the astral energy, is composed of all 6. Knowing all that, Rinwell's findings do sound plausible.
That sounds a lot like Shion's thorns, doesn't it? The whole reason the Great Spirit is trying to unite Dana and Rena into one world is in order to save itself. And if her thorns are part of the Great Spirit, then they must also be trying to save themselves?
Alphen, what is it?
We thought the only way to free your thorns was for you to die. Yet despite that, they seem to be doing everything in their power to stop that from happening to you. Something wasn't adding up. But then I just realized something. If the Great Spirit doesn't want to die, then neither would your thorns. Those same emotions, that fear, that determination, and its energy must have been the same thing that was keeping you alive. You were its vessel.
In that case, is that why her thorns caused so much pain to anyone who touched her? Because they were trying to protect themselves?
If that's all true, then... well, it's more than a little ironic.
The Great Spirit merely expresses its desires. I imagine it was the Helganquil who were likely tasked with putting together and implementing an actual plan.
Shion.
I'm okay. We need to hurry and clean this mess up before it gets out of hand.
Still, even if the current state of the world is wrong like you said, does that really make everything okay?
If the world had been whole from the start, as it should have been, there'd be no Dana and no Rena, no masters or slaves, no lords, no crown contest, maybe just peace.
To think, all this started because of the Great Spirit's desire to keep living. The only reason it craves energy is because it's dying from starvation. When you think about it like that, maybe the things it's done aren't so strange after all.
If Rena had been more like Dana, things would have worked out a whole lot better.
It's like Hevrecht 35 told us. The Danan and Renan spirits are meant to be completely different beings.
Rena's energy amassing in one place led to its developing a powerful will. But that also made it crave energy, sapping Rena dry until it perished.
Whereas Dana's energy is dispersed, meaning its will never developed to the same extent. And without that hunger, Dana the planet was spared.
As for which is correct, well, I'm not sure it's our place to even say. Still, I can't help but think it reminds me a lot of the dichotomy of the human condition.
Dichotomy? What do you mean?
Those who know not satisfaction are driven to keep devouring without limit. But those who are content with their lot in life rarely fulfill their potential. I imagine it's likely that the larger Rena's Great Spirit grew, the more and more powerful its hunger also became.
Everything in moderation. When all's said and done, maybe that's the hardest thing for people to learn.
best!
Come one, come all! Blow away!
I think we can get through this.
Don't let up until it's over!
Who said anything about letting
Blow
off?
away! Ah! Raining blast! Incineration wave! Dragon fire!
Air thrust! Corruption! Do it! You get the gist!
Raining meteor! Blow
You
away!
get the gist! Air thrust!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Remember to tell me if you need healing.
I expect you'll be in high demand if that's the case.
My best!
Glacial Spear!
Raining
Pierce evil!
blast! Blow away!
Wind Lancer! Wind Astral
Raining
Energy!
blast!
How about this? Those blast spears are a real pain in the butt! Lunar Corruption!
I don't feel so hot.
You should sit this one out then.
And miss all the fun. No way.
More for the top!
Not today!
Okay,
Here I go!
Alright, it's showtime! Blah blah blah! Burning water! Blah blah blah!
This one's mine.
Raining blast!
Got it!
Inferno crossing! I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare the Molotov! Oh, too shy to come
Raining
over?
blast!
Here,
Blow
let me
away!
help. Take this! Time to shut it off! Do it!
Blow away!
This one's got your name on it!
Action to action!
This call is for a celebratory drink.
Wherever we go on this planet, there are machines littered everywhere.
It's impressive to look at as a bystander, but I sure wouldn't want to live here with all of this around.
I know what you mean. There are no fish here. I couldn't cook any of my delicious dinners for you all if we lived here.
Clearly the worst point against it.
Here, let me help.
I think we can get through this.
Don't let up until it's over.
Who said anything about letting off?
You made short work of that one.
I'm sorry. Having trouble keeping up?
So I'll be right behind you.
You're spicier than you look.
Can't change the future without getting your hands dirty.
Dramatic. That's fair.
A charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop it.
Do it! Blah, blah, blah. Go for it!
Prepare to crumble.
Remember to tell me if you need healing.
I expect you'll be in high demand if that's the case.
Go no further!
Hurricane
Lunar blast!
Not today!
Take blizzard blast! Here's in the air thrust!
I'll smash you!
There you go! Don't let up!
Nothing gets by me.
Radiant! The enemy is going all out! By the
Now
power
you've
of
done it.
water!
Ticked me off.
Raining slash!
Annihilation!
Blow away!
Laser
This
ray!
one's all mine!
Hurricane strike!
Raining slash! Blow away!
Here, let me help!
Raining slash!
I'll take you all on. Ha! Flare the Malisa!
I'm ready!
Shot. Make it
Blow
rain.
away!
It's over! Astral energy! Full throttle! A flawless victory! Naturally!
Make it rain. Xion,
Go for it!
prepare to crumble.
Looks like it could be worth something.
This will be a delicious piece of cake!
Blow away! We did not have a chance!
We managed to turn the tide!
For now, but things could shift at a moment's notice.
You're on your way! Better stay alert! Joeline! This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes! Together, that wasn't even a problem.
This will be a delicious piece of cake!
Burn in hell! Here I come! Blow away! Raining slash!
Shield and
Blow away!
up. Let's keep up the pressure. This water won't save you. Hurricane
Blow away!
by the power of water.
Blow away!
I'll revolve!
Trigger blade. Down. You're over.
This one
Thanks for the
keeps
healing.
charging
Watch
us!
yourself,
That's
okay?
what my shield's
Yeah,
for.
you do!
Got it! I'll leave it to you!
Now! Joeline! This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
So those thorns of Xion's, they're really a part of Rena's great spirit?
Most likely, but only a small fragment of it in the big picture. I don't sense a will of its own emanating from them.
If it's that insignificant, is there that much point getting rid of it?